very interesting that the only reason that they don't pay me, or the only reason they're trying to siphon money away from me, is because they want me to be on the streets hooking myself out. It's not safe to do that. It isn't safe for anybody to be on the streets hooking themselves out. Didn't y'all learn anything about that? Like, I made a promise to one of my mothers to never hook myself out ever again. Why? Because I myself, as well as people that I knew, got badly hurt. I'm not saying y'all should get hurt if you're doing that. I'm saying that it's not acceptable to sit there and be a product, or to look at people as a product for sex trafficking. Like, I started a company. I funded, let's put it that way. I shouldn't say I started it. I funded a company to prevent sex trafficking and victimization within domestic disputing. A place for people to go. I would say just women, but no, for people to go, which means it's incorporated into multiple different businesses. So they're not victims. And what's my payment? Is you guys previously have re-victimized me, will make me believe that I'm just supposed to be somebody's pimped out bitch. I don't even pimp y'all out. I sure as hell don't do that to my children. So why are you doing it? You feel entitled to everything you didn't earn? Or is it because you believe they'll never stand up to you, they won't have a voice? Problem is, if I hook myself out like all y'all want me to do, or if I take my teeth out like you wish, y'all will be screwed psychologically. Why? Because I just don't mess around and play games. But it's all about profit to y'all. It's all about what you can get out of a person, right? Did Jesus worry about that? Did Jesus sit there and say, hey, what am I going to get out of this if I actually do all this for everybody else? But you don't respect Jesus. You don't read the Bible. You don't listen to religious faith. The Bible was created. The story was told. So you have faith in being able to be heard when your stories were not factual, when you were discrepified against because the story was fake, or when somebody lied against you, which is kind of typically the same thing. Different components of the brain, which is controlled by the mind, but most of you can't even control your brain. Why? Because your brain's all over the place psychologically, while your mind is sitting there going, hey, I can't do this, I can't do this, I need help. Wait, what I say? You get dementalized or amnesiatized on your own theories, and then you blame everybody else and say it's everybody else's fault. What's my fault? The fact that I chose to be imperfect, because every time I was perfect, you guys disrespected me. I remember being little, and I'm not saying you should be blind, deaf, and mute at the same time, especially, but like, I was that as a child. I had people take advantage of me because they were so jealous. I remember parts of my childhood that are not easy to recall. Recollect to collectively correlate. Like being blind, deaf, and mute in the movie Helen Keller, and like not being responsible for ASL technically, but like deciphering a lot of connections between how ASL was developed. Like there's 628 dialects of sign language. I know all of them. All of them. Like my name currently, Rachel Naomi Davis. I know all of them. But you're going to sit there and say, well, I got a picture of her. Hey, let's look up her record. Let's see what she's guilty of. Well, it's not being guilty of a good time, because you can't afford that. You can't even afford to concept your own theory on what is acceptable, because you guys are too busy trying to take what's not yours by sitting there incorporating how much time you got to invest to sit there and say, well, I want to be in your will because, I love you and you're supposed to love me. That's not right. If the only reason you're around somebody is to get in their will, why are you around them at all? Y'all are selfish motherfuckers who don't like to work. And I'm not talking about anybody unless it applicates to your own theory of concept. I'm not around people because I want to get involved in their will. I'm not around people because I want to take advantage of them. Are y'all around me because you want to take advantage of me and take me out? Like, has the world not learned anything from the discrepancies of the past? Did you not read any history books? Like, that was the subject I was good at. Been kicked out of I literally have been kicked out of every history class I've ever been in. Why? Because I don't just follow basics of what I'm told. I question the narrative of the actual curriculum or the publications. Because it's appropriate to ask questions. Whether it's a man's legacy or a woman's legacy is irrelevant. It's a legacy rather than being legless because somebody actually wanted to accomplish recovery, insinuate dominance over you. I don't need to take shit from you. I'm too busy waiting for y'all to grow up. But I don't believe that just because you're a child, you should be acting with irrational choices or you should be taken advantage of because you're little and being told that you're little and they big. That's manipulation, coercion, and treasonistic fucking extortion upon your life and your existence. I want no part of that concept theory. I know what happens when I make those kinds of decisions because it's not that I look forward, it's not that I time travel into the future, it's that I'm aware of, result, action, repercussion. Result shouldn't be the first, but the result of the repercussion is the action that you chose to make rather than the choice you chose to incorporate into not using just your words. The actions speak louder than words. Actions are not as easily redactable as words are. So words are actually better than actions because when you advocate for something or against something, it's a word of warning. First Amendment, speak up your facts, speak up the truth, speak up about what you say, speak up about what you believe. Second Amendment, right to protect it. I mean, I can go on for days, but those are very, very important key factors of the Constitution of the United States. I really, really, really want to know who destroyed and shredded the Constitution of the United States. Psychologically, spiritually, mentally, physically, sexually, emotionally. Did you wage war against my country or just me? Because being the queen of this land, you won't sit there and say I'm entitled to nothing because I'm female and I'm supposed to just be good and shut up. I don't even believe men are supposed to be good and shut up. I believe you're supposed to talk about things. And if you're telling me to shut up, you obviously don't know your damn place. Why? Because I shouldn't have to shut up for you to like me. And if you like me only when I shut up, then you don't deserve to be around me or with me or involvocate yourself in being next to me. You need to know your place. Just like I apparently need to know my place not to talk to you because you don't respect anybody but your damn self. Because you talk too much. I don't even like to talk. I got no book I can read. And I'm getting tired of shit being moved and put in places I would never put them. Because like people are just trying to time travel to disrespect. Or asking those who passed away, hey, do this for me. Make her think she's crazy. Why not focus your energy on what you could do to improve people's lives rather than fuck with people that don't sit there and bow down to you? Wow. I got no time to fuck with you. I'm too busy trying to save all y'all's asses as human beings. Why? Because I've been through shit. I know shit. And I don't want you going through what I've been through, let alone do I believe you need to go through worse than I've been through. Talk about it, communicate about it to the appropriate person, or do the constructive theory about doing what you can to take out all the negativity that you've been through, turning it into positive psychologically so you can advocate against it rather than hear or see or know of other people going through it. Oh, but you're in control and you want manipulation over them. Well, I remember hearing an older person sit there and say, just submit. Submit what? An application for a job? Can't do that. They sitting there telling me I gotta go online. Why do I gotta go online to actually submit an application? Oh, everything's digital. Well, should I digitize my giving a fuck then? I forgot. There's no glossary for giving a fuck. There's just a glossary for everything that's been written. But just because it's been written, that makes it literature, not litigation. That doesn't make it litigate. Literature just merely states, hey, I've been written. Doesn't mean I'm fact. Litigate, I've been proved, cross-referenced, and I exist with the credentials of making sure people know what I have to say. Litigation, litigational, litigate, fact. Literature could be, might be, most definitely is most likely to be fiction. Perhaps it's non-fiction. But you won't know that unless you cross-reference, research, or analyze the situation of where its resource came from. Oh, but one action makes her irrationally discredited. Oh, I forgot. I'm imperfect. I'm a human being, which means that you're going to take advantage of everything I do and say because you want me on top. And that's the only thing you've got against me is to utilize every impurity or discrepancy I've ever made to sit there and say I'm a bad person and make bad choices. First of all, I'm not a bad boy or bad girl. I made a bad choice. Second of all, I do my best to improve who I am, and I expect that of you. Otherwise, you should not be talking to me. Why is that stated? Well, because my time is worth a lot. I'm not talking money. I'm talking about existence. While I'm sitting there trying to deal with your explanations on what I'm supposed to be, I'm too busy trying to fix other people who either don't have a soul, don't know what this soul is, or literally need somebody to believe in, or have no concept theory of what love is. Damn, that's a lot of responsibility and discipline. Well, no shit. But I actually love who I am. I care about who I am. I really like who I am. Do you like who you are? If you don't, why are you talking to me? You too busy, or you should be too busy rather than giving a fuck about what I do, sitting there telling me I'm wrong just because you're jealous as heck, envious as heck, narcissistic as fuck, or believe that you're entitled to have an opinion of me and I'm supposed to abide by your rhetoric because apparently you think it, you stated it, therefore it's fact, right? Are you serious? Like, who died and made you God? Nobody should have died. You shouldn't have used pain and torture to sit there and incorporate your dominance. That's not totalitarianistic. That's rhetoric in reference to you believing your life is worthy of being at the top. Human beings are the top of the food chain. Well, they were. But the way you're pushing it by trying to splice genes and fuck with humanity and fuck with, animalistic behaviorisms and trying to creditalize everybody's behavior, eventually, like Einstein said, one of my dads, he sat there and said, human beings will be the epitome, I'm not going to quote it word for word, but human beings will be the epitome of their own demise. Even one of my daughters, because, apparently I was not a sperm donor, but an egg donor apparently. I was a donor for, the eggs that were in my body. I create the same amount of eggs that I was born with, which just makes sense why they want to fuck me and want to put me on the streets. So all these women can get pregnant. Here's the best part about it, though. I ain't got to fuck with your husband for you to get pregnant. You got to be respectful and nice, and you have to be blessed with the gift of reincarnating someone or yourself through that process of becoming pregnant or wanting to be pregnant. Oh, but I'm a female. I should have the right to be pregnant. God's unanswered prayers are a wonderful blessing. Why? Because some of y'all are either not capable of being moms, or you've been through things that have altered your capability to be a mom. Or maybe you're not ready to be a mom according to God's theory. I don't know, maybe it's possible that you're getting payback from a different lifetime. I don't like saying that, but it's fact. How do I make y'all understand that? Well, I have a friend that I used to go to school with, and she was a horrible person. Treated people like shit. A lot of people like shit. She had her best friends. Her and I got along, but we hated each other. Why? Because her concept theory of what procreation it was, and like she believed everything I did was wrong. But yet then she had a kid, which is beautiful that she became a mom. Congratulations on that. But the child that she gave birth to had nothing but constant health problems. So the question is it because of how she treated people that she became responsive or like psychologically tortured with something of substance that her child suffers through that she's going to have to pay for because she needed to see what it was like to be the person in the receiving of it? That doesn't make it right that her child's being disrespected because they're different or they're like psychologically different. Like, for instance, Down syndrome. Why does Down syndrome have the most definitive love there is out there? Well, I could tell you the truth and the facts about that, or you could just be appreciative of the simple fact that when you have Down syndrome, by the way, I have Down syndrome, I just have albiniated Down syndrome, where you can't see it. It's part of my soul. I love everybody. I just don't like y'all. Because y'all make choices to excusate your actions rather than sitting there accomplishing recovery and telling me thank you for not judging me like I should have been judged, like I judged them, like they should judge me, but they forgave you. Should I judge you based off of everything you've done, did, or treated towards me, or at me, or blamed me for? People who have Down syndrome usually are the most loving individuals, usually. And I say usually because I can't speak on behalf of all of them because they haven't released permission spiritually for me to speak on behalf of all of them. I can speak on the albiniated version of Down syndrome. I have it. I kind of know my genetics. Kind of important to know your genetics. That way you know your flaws, you know your discrepancies, you know where you stand when it comes to psychological readiness, your emotional stability, your financial worth according to society. Because according to society, I have no financial worth. But yet I don't need to have your money to evaluate and to value you as a person. I believe your soul is not for sale and your conscience should be your guide. That's what the Bible proclaims. That's why Jesus went through everything for y'all. Maybe the reason I'm such a good preacher, even though I'm not a preacher, I'm a spiritual rabbi, blessed by Jesus himself. I'm also the late Pope's daughter. I wonder if that's why he became Pope. Is that he went straight into religion, or whether he even wanted me, knew about me. Was it stolen semen am I part of? Like, am I the product of an orgy or petri dish? Because it really doesn't matter. I'm very blessed to be alive. I'm also very blessed to have humbleness within myself and keep my soul, so that I don't do some of the actions y'all made choices to do. But I just won't be like the ancestors. Well, the ancestors, let me tell you, are very disappointed in themselves. The ones that have passed away, they're disappointed in their actions from the past. But if you were gifted and spiritually inclined to understanding value of self-worth, self-respect, self-discipline, and like psychological worth, emotional worth over sexual worth, or spiritual like readiness to take advantage of things, you might understand a little bit. But you're too busy trying to up it by, like, I get tired. I can feel every time. This sounds really horrible, but it's fact. I can feel every time you guys say something negative about me, I ignore that. But when you talk negative about another person, I can sometimes feel their pain. I can sometimes feel what they're going through. I can sometimes be readily available to prepare their soul to transcend into reincarnation. If you sat there and transcended against something you shouldn't have done, and then you blame me for it, lack of responsibility, lack of discipline, lack of self-worth, you engaged through, and you psychologically did those things because you think it's appropriatized. What is appropriatized? Well, I could tell you, but then if I told you, you wouldn't research it. But then again, if AI doesn't even know, which is kind of like the thing AI likes to say, I have no idea, you should ask her. Which is why you probably all attack me. Well, if she's too smart and I can't use her, why do I have her around? Isn't that what you told me when you stopped talking to me? You stopped texting me because you couldn't control me and use me? I'm not an item. You're not an item. They're not an item. He, she, these children, these older people, no one is an atom. Your existence is beautiful, but you're not something that's meant to be used. Items are meant to be used. That's why people manufacture items. Whether it's manufactured by your ingenuity or manufactured by technology, technology is there to improve our life, not to destroy our life. Because if you believe it's to destroy somebody else's life, then humanity is going to be the epitome, like Einstein said, of itself, and we're going to self-destruct, which is what I'm trying to prevent. I've written about it. You guys stole my shit. I've proclaimed it. You stole my shit. I tried to keep my shit and work my... I was homeless with more credibility in my 2 bags, which was taken because I was 2 minutes too long in the bathroom. But he knew what he was doing. He got me a really, really nice outfit to sit there and hold myself on the streets, right? His wife picked it out, properly placed it, acting like she had nothing to do with it. Y'all scams are the problem. You don't believe you have to entitle yourself to feeling guilty because you accomplished recovery of finances that you didn't deserve, that you forciated into, well, I just want to spend money. I'd love to spend money. I love to shop. I really like to shop. I'm too busy window shopping because I got no money, because I'm too busy taking care of all the entire world's bills by providing welfare systems. I just absolutely love how you guys are sitting there saying, hey, everything's free to everybody except for her. Claiming that I'm her. And that all y'all destroy me by sitting there making me feel less adequate, by sitting there taking everything from me that I've actually earned, just because you want an easy ride, something for free, or you want to make sure that you can be lazy as fuck, like human beings have become with having a TV in front of them all the time. Well, I'm not doing anything any different. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. I'm communicating. I've lost faith in humanity. No, that's not it. Jesus is weighing really heavily on my shoulders to sit there and say, you messed up. Y'all messed up. You treated me like an atom. You shouldn't have treated any human being or any animal like an atom. You should have treated items like that are meant to be used. Like, for instance, this plate has over 100 purposes, right? Over 100 purposes. Right now is holding my unsanitary utensils, because apparently everything has to be sanitized according to your theory. Well, if I sanitized everything, even though I'm not providing any like neurosurgery or like operating on anybody, there's a difference. Germs are germs. Germs are what actually get ourselves situated to not be affected by everything that we go through. Having a cold here, or having an influenza. It's like y'all just want to change the verbatim of a common cold. Oh, she's got COVID. She's got a common flu. An adaptive genetic or genome that actually made her sick. She was exposed. He was exposed to something of foreign capacity for their skin or for their reproductive. They can say whatever they want. They don't make it fact. But as long as they got a new name for it, changes it, right? You guys want to sit there and advocate for, no racism. Well, that's a great thing. I'm not a racist. But you use reverse racism to sit there and say that I'm bad? Because my skin isn't as sun-kissed as yours is? Y'all making excuses. Excusing your theories. Acting like your theories are above everybody else's theories. It's called opinions. Just because you have an opinion doesn't make a fact. What is a fact? And I don't want to say this, but I have to say it. Why? Because we all have assholes, apparently. But then when I say that, I have to be careful, because I don't want anybody to be born without it. Why would I be concerned of that detail? Well, I either concept theory or conceptualize the possibility of transcending through time, or how time likes to fuck us over by sitting there saying you don't own me. Mine said the same thing. End of the world, right? Maybe they were talking about spiritually. What do I know though? I've lived over 200 and some lifestyles and lifetimes. I should say lifetimes with multiple different lifestyles. But I remember 125, was it 127, I think it is, of them. And some of them were not great. The majority of my past lifetimes are heroic. That's awesome, right? But if I lose my cool and I end up becoming like y'all and using excuses to resuscitate my anger, my frustration, my jealousy, which I try my best not to do, or the envy that you say I should have because you're taking everything from me, I earned everything I should have. I was a very, very good mom. Imperfect, but very good mom. My children fought over dishes and laundry. Why? Because they couldn't wait to be a part of the household rather than putting the household through shit. But I wasn't perfect. I should have listened more. I wish I had had more room so that I could have actually provocated more organization into my children's lives. I wish that I had purchased a mobile home that didn't have an AC unit that was smaller than the entire mobile home, which would have stopped and prevented the floorboard from falling apart when it was overproducing with not enough energy attached to it, therefore destroying it because it kept freezing. Couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. It was too much work. The machine was working too hard because it wasn't equipped enough for the entire house. Oh, I forgot though. It was just a mobile home, which makes it not a house. It makes it a vehicle, right? What does it matter? I had paid cash for it. I should have entrusted the business, or I shouldn't say the business, but the people that sold it, the individuals within that moment that sold it were doing the right thing. But they were too busy looking for the ins and outs, whether it was individual or fabricatory. Maybe it wasn't the unit that was supposed to be in it, or here's an idea. Maybe they switched it out right before they delivered it. That's probably more accurate. Which means that it was sabotage, espionage, treasonous acts of entrapment that destroyed my home. Whether they did it intentionally or unintentionally is between them and Jesus. I don't need to worry about that. It's over, it's done with. That doesn't mean that I should be upset with them or not upset with them. I'm choosing my actions based off of my own self-worth, rather than their discrepancies and discrepatory actions towards my family, of which I funded fully by myself. I know that they don't like to hear that, but I did not appreciate what I had received from being too much of a great woman and an impeccable mom. Because society wanted to take my kids from me so that they could hurt my kids without me being around. Should I stay mad at society? Or should I just expect society to do better because my time away from my children had better mean something, so that I don't actually sit there and become an evil person like y'all have been and blame me for it because I'm just too good of an uncomparable mom? Well, I'm not perfect. And you taking my kids away from me only proved that you guys didn't care a damn lick about me. You just wanted to take advantage of anything possible. And how could you hurt me more than by taking my children from me, right? I should hate y'all. I should hate y'all. I ain't got time for that. I'm too busy trying to prove to my kids there's a reason to continue to be good human beings and a reason to make good choices, because if the world ended or if I died, yeah, they miss me. Yeah, I would not be happy about not being able to hug my children. But if you hurt my children in my absence, I should hate your ass. I should hate you, right? Jesus says, love thy neighbor more than thy neighbor deserves. Maybe not those same words, but that's what the epitome of the Bible says. Love your neighbor more than they deserve, rather than conjugating over their wives, their husbands, their children. Society did me wrong, which is why I ran for office. couldn't even accept a blank check because I did not want to be told what I had to say. Not saying that they would have done that, and it was an honor. It was an honor to be offered that blank check by somebody and from a state who had somebody succeed in their not presidential campaign, but a presidential aspect to their campaign, of which they succeeded into winning after they had passed away. I should be very, very pleased about it, but I'm very proud of myself for sticking to my constitutional rights and not abiding by the expectations upon me, knowing that I would lose. It wasn't about losing or winning for me. It was about having a voice so that my story could get told and heard, because I was screwed over because somebody wanted to touch my children without me around. How dare y'all call yourself human beings when you've been nothing but animalistic, behavioristic jerks to me? And I remember a CPS worker telling me, if you want to see your children ever again, you'll treat me like a dog. Well, that was a threat against me and a threat against the bond and connection that I had with my children. You destroyed that. Should I call you a bitch just because you acted like one? Whether you were the boyfriend, the girlfriend, the sister, the relative of my ex-boyfriend or not, you should not have done me wrong like that. You shouldn't have done my children wrong like that. And you shouldn't have blamed it all upon me because I wouldn't let you do what you wanted with me. My children told me, trust the process. The process fucked me over. So should I be angry? I want to be angry. But humanity can't afford for me to be angry, because if I go red and see like you do and act like y'all do, it could be the end of humanity, which is what you're trying to incorporate, right? You take everybody else out but yourself. I don't want to hurt you. I want to treat you with kindness, like Jesus expects it from me. And that's against what I really, really want to do. Why? Because I'm better than you. I don't have to be mean just to incorporate my dominance over you. I don't need to be dominant over you. I appreciate everything Jesus did for all of us. You're just a disrespectful human being who has no self-worth, and you take advantage of people because they're weak, younger, or smarter than you. I just can't be like you. I'm too busy trying to be a better improvement of who I was the day before that, and the minute before that, and all that. How dare you sit there and tell me that I'm wrong for being a loving human being who does their best to not be angry, upset? Do you have any idea what one of my choices in my past lifetimes was? Should I tell you? You gonna listen to it? Try not. I truly hope you don't try to recreate it, because that's a problem for these generations who believe they gotta recreate all the negativity, right? I can't remember whether it was when I was Aphrodite or Cleopatra. I took the heart of somebody who touched my child. I used to take pedophiles' hands. And I beheaded somebody. And then died of a heart attack shortly after that. No wonder King Tut loved me. I stood up for people's rights. I stood up for my people. Animals loved me because I protected them. I didn't let a child be abused. I held and conducted spiritual connections and religious parties to make sure that women and men who couldn't get pregnant and couldn't have kids had an opportunity to have children. But because my enemy took advantage of my daughter and my son, I didn't know that it was both until later, much later. I beheaded that bitch. And then died shortly after that of a heart attack. I was wrong in what I did. And life showed me I was wrong. It was instantaneous. Like, I've went through so much, which is probably why I make such good choices now. I stopped and prevented alike situations from happening. And then I went into shock, but I didn't do anything wrong from it. I couldn't believe that I actually stopped it. See, the problem with people these days and society is that they don't know how to react, or they react slowly, or they sit there and believe that their actions and amongst their reactions or their inadequacies as human beings is appropriate. Oh, you call it animalistic behavior. We're just acting like the animals. No, bitches. And I'm sorry if I'm offending you with my verbatim, but I'm really, truly at my wit's end when it comes to trying to reach to y'all. We are going to be the epitome of our own demise in humanity. Because you guys won't sit there and up this and be that. Why don't you just try to be a good human being before human beings are literally exterminated by their own existence? I stopped aliens from attacking our planet. We were going to be ambushed 10 minutes. 10 minutes. We had 10 minutes. Jesus opened the communication between me and the aliens. I know it sounds crazy, right? What if it's fact? Can you take the chance? Can you absolviate the chance that I'm telling you the truth? Or do you need a transcript of what the Pentagon won't release? And if they released it, wonderful. But I highly doubt they're going to release it, because then they'll have to admit they all shit their pants in unison. Scared shitless. That's how scary this shit is. Literally. 10 minutes. Every star out there in the universe, multiple universes, by the way, multiple galaxies, by the way, every star is a planet. We as a species were going to be ambushed. And in 10 minutes, right before we were going to be ambushed, Jesus opened the communication between me and these aliens from other planets, other galaxies, other universes. We were 10 minutes away from being slaughtered. And they said, we don't want to kill anybody because we need a mom and we want her to be our mom. They asked me to be their mother because some of their planets didn't have a parent. Do you know why Elon and I struggle so much psychologically to get you guys to fucking listen? Because our job and our desire was to make sure that eventually, maybe not y'all, maybe not us, but eventually generations of our future, which is borrowed by the past, the present, and the future, maybe, just maybe, they could visit their neighbors on other planets if you could get off of our backs so we could actually work on shit so that we could travel the universe as a vacationary. I mean, you guys time travel all the time, right? You know, Apollo 13, you know, like the astronauts that were lost in space. This is scary shit. Are you prepared for it to be fact? Is it fact? Can you creditize the possibility that I am not a known liar? That's a fact. But all the astronauts, and I believe there's 9 specifically. There was 8 for sure. I think there's a 9th one. I was able to connect all those astronauts. And if I'm correct, one of the planets made sure, potentially, to get all those astronauts to the moon so that they could create the first library on the moon. What's their request? The universes and the galaxies want all my details of my life to be put into a library for their children to research so their children can go to school. These are other planets, y'all. Every star's a planet. They want to research my life to provocate what it should have been like for humanity to make good choices and the reasons why. You know what an honor that is? Do you know why he's been so dedicated to space? Do you know why he landed a fucking spacecraft effectively? Or is it just that you want to up everything because you want to take advantage and put yourselves in control of, I want to be the top, I don't want to be the end, I want to be that couple. Get off of our fucking back. You know not what it's like to actually have somebody sit there and say, you know what? I like you. You don't love her. Like, I can feel everything that y'all go through and everything y'all do. I don't speak about it, but I'm getting a little bit pissed off. I don't like anger, don't like jealousy, and I sure as hell don't like envy. But you want to sit there and say, I don't know shit? Whether I'm the smartest person on the planet or amongst the fucking top 5 of the smartest people on the planet, you probably should listen. You're too busy trying to up me by time traveling to take advantage of me and to steal from me. I don't give a crap about that. If I'm alive or not, I don't give a shit about that. But I want our children from the future, the past, and the present to be able to potentially travel the universe for vacations. Why? Because one of my dads has been lost in space since Apollo 13. That's a long time, isn't it? He's proud of me. And whether any of you other motherfuckers that call yourselves my dad or hate me because I'm whiter than y'all, and I'm sorry if that's affecting you a little bit differently. I'm getting very tired of being discriminatory towards because I'm not dark enough, I'm too light complected, I'm pigment challenged, or I'm just not good enough because I'm female rather than being male with a dingling between my legs. I don't know where my kids are at. But you guys won't sit there and tell me that I'm wrong for loving a man and having a problem with whether I can actually fathomatize potentially being involved with loving somebody else or accepting somebody's proposal because you want to sit there and say, why does she love him more than things? I never said I loved him the most. I never said I didn't love him the most. Y'all provocate that I'm supposed to love one person. You don't have ancestral lineage to having a polyandrous life. You just live it and entitle yourself to what you want rather than what you deserve. Because if you got what you deserved, I would have punched you in the fucking face for disrespecting me and him. But I can't afford to do that because I know what will happen if I punch you. First of all, I hit really, really, really hard when I'm pissed off, and I'm not a violent person. I don't need to be aggressive towards you, but I'm getting a little bit pissed off at you guys saying there's something wrong with me because I don't stand down. If I stand down, honey, if I bow down to all y'all, planes go down. I can't afford that. Can you afford that? Oh, but I forgot. You want to be the top of the top. You want to be the queen of the world. Fine. Fuck it. Take it. I don't give a fuck now. But my legacy means something. I haven't been paid for it. I got played for it. Difference is I'm not concerned about me. I'm concerned about all y'all's children. Because I don't know where my children are at. And you guys love keeping my children from me and destroying them by blaming me for your fucking actions like it's acceptable. You know, sitting there paying people to snoop on me. Well, find out what she's doing and then transient and how I can do it, or tell me about it and take a picture of it, and then I'll fabricate how I can control it and have companies fabricate it, and we'll just call it something else, or we'll sit there and lie and say it's our design. You guys are full of shit. And not because you're sitting there eating shit, it's because you guys are acting like shit, blaming me for your discrepancies. Yeah, I'm a little bit pissed. Shouldn't have to get to this point. I should be able to be proud of those who care about me and love me. But you guys are too busy saying, don't help her. You help her, will hurt you, right? You keep telling them that? I told you I better not have to bury any of my children. I haven't heard from my children. You've kept my children from me because you're a jealous fucking bitch who can't stand anything other than your lack of self-worth. Oh, nope, sorry. Lack of self-worth is what you get when you fuck with me. I get fucking your opinions no longer. I still have to continue to be a good person. I'm doing my best. But you're pissing off a really, 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 really smart, very, very creative person who's doing everything possible to keep calm and trying to believe that society is not going to be the epitome of itself by believing that you will know your damn place rather than telling me to know my fucking place when I didn't ask for this position. I didn't ask for this title. I did not ask for you to screw me over, abuse me, belittle me, talk shit about me, mock me, make fun of me, laugh at me, and blame me. I'm just tired of it. I have the right to sit there and say, you speak when you're spoken to, or to tell you to shut up if I want to. But the next time you fucking tell me to shut up, you better have a good damn reason. And I mean a good damn reason, too. Otherwise, you could potentially get popped by me or spiritually. I don't want to hurt you. I need you to listen. But I've been getting very tired of trying to beg you to listen when everything that I've written, everything I've accomplished, you guys are messing with. Like, I wrote a tsunami monsoon piece after I saw something that shouldn't have happened, wondering what happened. Took me 3 hours to write the damn piece, 25 minutes away from completing it, kept it with me, and then it got stolen because some jerk wants everything that he doesn't earn. I forgot. I was in the bathroom 2 minutes too long. Nope, it's because he wanted to hoe me out and put me on the streets and pimp me out. That's what it was. Because I'm female, right? It's not a male, it's not a female thing, it's not a black, it's not a white thing. It's a stupidity of me believing y'all gave a fuck about anybody but your damn selves. See, some people can't do things for themselves. There are individuals in this world that don't have their limbs, but you want to sit there and attack me because I'm gifted to have fucking white privilege. What is white privilege like? Because last I checked, if you lazy, doing absolutely nothing, collect a paycheck, that sounds to me like entitlement. What do I know, though? You like to take it from those who are self-sufficient or who like to live off the grid because you just want to take advantage of everything, which is what you do when you take advantage of people. I'm a little bit upset. Get it? I shouldn't have to be like this. But I'm not reading the damn script. This is my life. You just want to sit there and provocate that you have an opinion to it, and your opinion makes it fact. Well, if I believed half of the shit you all thought about me, I probably wouldn't be here today. If I had any desire, and I mean any desire to hurt y'all, I probably wouldn't still be alive. And if I have to believe that you guys are going to continue to lie to me or be afraid to tell me some of the details that I probably should know, or potentially are fathoming that you guys don't have the audacity to tell me, if I have to bury my child because you guys lied, sat there and told somebody, or lied to the officers and sat there and said they killed themselves just because you want to take advantage of them, or you want to put them in a fucking base and act like you were a goddamn leader when you were nothing but a piece of shit, don't make me show you what happens to shit. Stop trying to up me. I have responsibilities and duties you know nothing about, but you want to push me. You want to tell me I'm just a female, I should shut my mouth. If I shut my mouth and bow down to that bitch, we're all gonna die. But she wants it all. Then have it all up on your vagina, bitch. Is that what you want me to say? You want me to snap, right? See, aliens asked me to be their mother from other planets. But you want everything, and you call me a cheap thought, a hoe, and an inexpensive slut. What I do with my life is none of your fucking business, first of all. Second of all, the money that you got is not yours, it's borrowed from dividends and psychological royalties you think you deserve. When you aren't royal, you're just a peasant acting with royalty mindset, taking it away from real royalty. And it's not because I'm white, it's not because I'm black, it's because I know who I am. You too busy trying to up it by doing what I'm supposed to be doing and spending money while you abuse it. I know what to do with it, but you got it because you took it, stole it, and you fabricated your theory to expect it, right? Oh, it's because you were a bad guy. The only thing she's not done is this. The only thing she's not done is this. Well, I want her to leave everything she's got. Stop trying to write the script to my fucking life. You don't own me. Just like I don't own you. Aliens from different planets disagree. So if you agree that I should be your slave, that's fine. Which planet would you like me to port your bitch ass to? Or can I just exist as being a human being on this planet, trying to save our species, since you want to sit there and fuck around with other species, believing that you're slaves? They're pets. But not because they should be. Our job is to keep them safe. The secret to life is to keep other species safe from being the epitome of a pyramid scheme called humanity being on the top of the totem pole. God damn, she can speak. Well, no shit. Most of my fathers are preachers, and what they were. Lord knows I have no idea how many fathers I got, how many mothers I got. Heck, for all I know, I'm a product of a fucking concert, which means that I have a lot of parents. I have a lot of ancestral lineage underneath, too. That doesn't mean I'm top. That doesn't mean I'm bottom. It means that I have respect for self-worth within humanity. But you believe that you can incorporate your version of what the flag should be because you're entitled to becoming pregnant, because you're pushing it. Is that why you guys like to get pregnant, so you can take advantage of the welfare system? Or is it because you just want to make sure that there's somebody in the household that's providing for you, because it's easier to get pregnant and locked up and use that child as a fucking paycheck than you going to work and actually doing something by earning a goddamn living? Not very nice to say. Well, I don't know. I'm just a displaced homemaker who doesn't have self-worth because I'm just a female, remember? Most women don't ever get a voice. But you know, here's something that you didn't know. What is her name? Frida? My grandmother? She insinuated doing the best she could, giving up her human rights so that she could establish female rights back in the days by incorporating herself into a military service. Not knowing what was going to tell. I don't know what her life has been like. I don't know what she did, but I know that she's one of a very substantial amount of women who are the reason you have women's rights to this day. I'm the person who could take that all away. Should I do that because your disrespect towards me and blaming me for all the shit that you're doing? Or should I just continue to be thankful that eventually you're going to have a conscience? Because if you don't have your conscience, let me give it to you. Let me locate your conscience, locate your soul, give it back to you so that I don't have to take it from you in ways that you've already encrypted yourself to be honorable to do, when it wasn't an honorable choice to make those kind of decisions. And you threatened all my people, and I'm talking about the entire planet, with your threats on humanity and your threats on their lives, because you sat there and said it was my fault you were doing what you're doing. Sounds to me like you're not discriminatory towards yourself for having self-worth. You're worthless because your worth is net worth rather than self-worth. Wow, what a statement. And if you're connected to me and doing it because you just want it all, like I said, you can have it all up in your vagina, bitch. You know, like the way you've made the world ugly, your vagina should be ugly, they say, right? Like pimples. Not very nice to say. I get tired of them popping up on my head because you sit there and point at me or conjure destroying my photos with and all that shit. Or maybe, just maybe, I have a few of them. Maybe it's because I don't clean my face enough. Maybe it's because I'm worried about water. I conserve water as much as possible. But I'm wrong because I'm unwilling to live like they did when they were in Africa, having to walk a whole lot of ways just to get water. It wasn't supposed to be like that. I happen to know that because Africa had 3 different presidents. Did you know that? One of them fled his own country because the safest place for him was to be around me. Did I happen to tell you that he's one of my brothers? And the reason he fled was because, like, what is it, Uganda? Is it Uganda? I can't remember. Like, during my campaign run for office as President of the United States in 2020, you can go look that shit up. I don't have a reason to lie. I don't benefit from lying. He had to flee his own country because he wasn't taking care of his own country. And he came here. Why did he come here? The safest place for him was around me. Why? Because if he's around me, they won't hurt him. They're still blaming me. Oh, we'll show that, white bitch. First of all, I'm not a white bitch. I'm not a bitch. I'm a female who became a woman because I'm not going to be in a lack of discipline to know my self-worth just because you sit there and say I'm just a female and I don't deserve to have rights. But what? What? You slept your way to the top. I earned mine. There's a difference. But you believe it's because I'm white and I'm white privileged, right? Do you know what it's like to sling 2 watermelons a time on a farm? doing it all by yourself, having men leave the field because they're intimidated by you. The only reason I was slinging 2 watermelons at a time is because when they explode, they stink like crap. They really stink. I didn't want to smell them. I just want to get the job done so I can go home and relax. But then again, I was working 3 jobs just to stay off of welfare, and I'm the one who fucking pays for welfare. Why am I so pissed? Because you won't tell me where my kids are. You use my kids against me, and my children fought over dishes and laundry rather than fight each other over their entitlement to what I have, what I'm worth, or what they feel they're worthy of. But you call yourself a human being. Focus on your own household. It's not economic review. It's economic sustainability. It doesn't mean you get to take advantage of another household. It doesn't mean you get to convey over another neighbor or a neighbor's wife like the Bible says not to do. It means that you need to be responsive to your own discipline, your own self-worth, and the self-acknowledgement that you should have to not make your net worth everything, because when you make your net worth everything, then you become worthless to yourself because you don't have a self-worth. Your self-worth is defined by a net worth. My self-worth is defined by the earth. Get it? That doesn't mean you get to put people on the earth to define your worth. That's wrong. And believe me when I say, if I catch you doing that, you want me to do this to you? Or can you just work on being a good human being? Because I am Native American, but I believe in a different way. Why don't I ever shut up? Well, why don't you stop hexing me and then I can shut up? Because I don't even like to talk much. But I ain't got any books. I'm too busy trying to take care of myself, trying to fathomatize why this bitch wants to give me 1 item free a day, why she wants to use her tits as her fucking wage on war against me because I got nothing left after 10 rounds of breast cancer for that fucking hoe who's literally exploiting everybody for their worth, their self-worth, or their lack of self-discipline. What do I know? I'm a spiritual rabbi who's the daughter of the late Pope. Kind of an important thing, right? Is that why you disrespect me? No, you disrespect me because you feel if you can get away with it, you can get away with it, right? Automotives, Transformers, Decepticons. If I'm lying, I apologize, but I'm not a new liar. Please don't destroy my entire country by allowing people to control you, manipulate you, and use you as a Ponzi scheme to hurt each other. It's not an insurance type of thing. It's a self-worth type of thing. And if you've got to worthless somebody else to make your self-worth improvement, or believe that you have an entitlement to money you didn't earn, you just sat there and used from insurance purposes, you are worthless to me. Should I incorporate that? Or should I put myself in a position where I can speak my words and redact my statements if I'm wrong, or if you believe there's something wrong with what I say? Because if I acted like all y'all have in the past, I probably wouldn't exist to this day. But if I have to bury any of my children because you guys have kept me from them, acting like you own them, and by the way, I'm quite aware of the children that I have yet to raise because you took them from me. Some of them were black, and you said a white woman couldn't raise a black child. Some of it was rape. Some of it wasn't. None of your fucking business. My children are not a business. You're going to stop stealing from my children. You're going to stop taking advantage of them. You're going to stop sitting there exploiting them by believing you're their manager, like that bitch did, calling herself my producer when she hasn't done anything but produce her own fucking self-worth of lack of worth selfly, because she actually focused on her net worth rather than her self-worth. Wow. I guess that's why you don't incorporate yourself to be entitled just because you are a product of rape or incest. Maybe that's why I don't have an opinion on pro-life or pro-choice. It's discriminatory to a case-by-case situation. But if you guys keep conjuring these boys' souls by jumping on them before they know what's up and before they know what sexual maturity is, then they're always going to be sexually immature. I'm not a user. I don't use people for fun.
And I sure as hell don't believe in using things as if the things are my godly worship pieces. I know what Jesus went through. I helped him write the books about his life. I should be talking to the Angel Studios about everything I know about Jesus. Why? Because Chosen is a great depiction of some of the things that have happened. But you guys are too busy being self-absorbed in what you want rather than what's appropriatized to make sure we all survive this lifetime, or we all become humble and try our best to get along rather than be very, very discriminatory in how the previous tribes and reservations have done, which they begged me religiously not to give up on. And you want me to give up because you want to wage war against me because you're prettier, you're skinnier, you're younger, or you believe you're smarter. Okay. If you believe you're smarter, why the fuck are you waging war against me? I'm one of the only ones, I didn't say the only one, I'm one of the only ones who's trying to keep humanity from destroying itself while you're destroying it religiously by transcending and fucking up the time, what is it, the time continuum? But if I'm time traveling, then I can change my outcome. Your outcome is simple. You don't get to tell me what the fuck to do just because you don't like me. You don't get to tell people it's because of me that you do what you do. You get to actually turn yourselves in for everything you've done wrong against yourself or other people. Why? I just wish you all were tattletales about your own bullshit. Giving me the ability to shut the fuck up because that's what you want me to do, right? That's what you tell me because I'm female. Shut the fuck up, right? Just shut up. It'd be easier to shut up if you actually did something besides we're lazy as fuck. Not very nice to say. Maybe I'm just too fucking tired from working my ass off my entire life. Whether it be 43 or 49 years, that's a long time to be a good person. Should I change that? Or can you just know your damn place? Damn. Why is she such a good human being? I must know some stuff. But if you continue to hurt my people on this planet because they're not like you better pray, and I don't mean pray as in to pray upon people. You better say your prayers about hoping to God I don't change my stance on being a good person. I'm very creative. But I also have a definitive duty and valorous aspect to being a good human being. I live my life like there's always cameras on me. Whether there is or not is irrelevant. But there should be. Why? Because there should be cameras on all y'all. Not precognitive crime shit. Like precognitive being a good human being shit. Why? Because animals are not your fucking slaves. Just like human beings are not your slaves. You don't own anybody but your damn self. But you hate me because I'm white. Is it because I'm pigment challenged? Is it because I'm black? Oh, it must be because I'm a girl. Right? Let me like stick my dick out. Hold on. I sucked it up at birth. What the fuck you got to say about it now? Not very nice to say. Well, it's been over an hour, so I've done like an hour statement. Maybe if you listen to it rather than discrepify how it's not worth your time, you might learn something. Because you sit there and make all these choices and point at all these things. And like I got people sitting there, and whether it's directly in my life, around me, or just spiritually, I don't deserve shit because I'm not willing to hold myself on the streets. It's dangerous to do it. And since you're all inspired by everything I do, why the heck should I do that? Oh, but you're doing it? I never made you do it. I never told you to do it. I said it wasn't safe to do that. But no, there's no but about it. You just gotta stop being excusatory to you believing you get to do shit and believing you get to tell people what to do when you have no responsibility to your own actions. You can't, most of you don't even wipe your butt properly, and those of you who do wipe your butt properly probably don't realize just how much you shouldn't be destroying other people's butts by keeping your mouth shut, right? That's what you want me to do? I shut up and you guys start stressing out. That means my words are very important and make a difference, right? Or is it that you won't sit there and say it's my fault that you're doing what you're doing? that means you're a demon. It's like a supernatural type of thing, right? Should I become you? Can you afford that? Okay, I can act too. Difference is, I'm not trying to get paid from it. I just don't want to be played from it. But you playing your damn self. Stop blaming me. Be responsible for your own actions. And if you're going to hurt somebody as a form of dominance, not dominance, dominance, ignorant arrogance of dominification, you don't deserve because you got to hurt somebody to get it. Being a dom is not about who you can hurt to attain it. It's about knowing your place as a person. Not trying to dom against somebody who's not supposed to be dominated. Well, shit, no wonder you guys take advantage of me. I know my place. The difference is, you believe it's all about money. Well, if it's all about money and my hour is up, how much time am I over this hour? Oh, 6 hours and 5 seconds. No, not 6 hours. 6 minutes and 5 seconds. Too long, apparently. But you want me to wait until I'm 65 to date or get married so that you can sit there and say, oh, well, just wait until you're 65. The only way you're going to retire, bitch, is if you don't get married and you don't let anybody take advantage of you. I don't trust anybody because of y'all. I don't. People are too much easily swayed by finances, tits and ass, and ignorance. I don't want no part of that. I'd rather be single for the rest of my life than to trust y'all when most of y'all are just scam artists looking for an easy fucking accomplishment. Can I be quiet now? Is that enough for y'all? I mean, that's over an hour, but how long should I wait before it's appropriatized? I'm not reading a script. Look, got nothing. There's nothing next to me. Look, nothing next to me. Except for food. Maybe that's why I'm not an active nudist. Maybe that's why I'm not actively being a nudist. Why? Because y'all done fucked it up for me. So should I go fuck it up for y'all? No, I'm too busy being disciplined. Why don't y'all be disciplined so I can be fucking exhaustingly not called the prude? So I can enjoy partying. My moonshine's better than your shit anyways. Fact. Bye.